special agent. He is a current patriot. He is a commentator. You might have seen him on Sean Hannity and a bunch of other programs. And I'd like to introduce Jonathan Gilliam.
All right, well, I appreciate all the side conversations that are going on over here. If you guys could just hold it down for a minute, because I'm going to give you instruction. This isn't just a speech. All right, I want everybody that's out here to listen. This is a warning to you. Communism, this is just one individual that has injured our nation. Communism has swept over the country. If you were here and you vote Democrat, I'm glad that you're here. If you're Republican and you say you vote Republican, I'm glad you're here. If you say you're Libertarian, I'm glad that you're here. Because none of that matters. I don't care what party you're from. If you define yourself by a political party, you've got more problems. You need to go home and think about that first. You are an American. You don't need an anonymous source to tell you something. You don't need a governor to order you to do something. You had founding fathers over 240 years ago that gave you the plan, and you have forgotten it. This is the truth. What you see happening now, the murders that have happened in these homes, the fact that your business, which you fought to create and you spent your entire fortunes creating and it's gone now, it's because the American people allowed that to happen. You can say whatever you want about this criminal. He's in office because the people put him there. And one of the reasons why that is able to happen and why it occurs is because you all have been raised in a society that tells you you're free. Go on and live your life. Start your business. Raise your children. And if you're free and you understand what the Constitution is about, you work for a living. You don't go protest. That's what those people on the left do. Well, guess what? That's true. That's what they do. That's what they did. And that's what they'll continue to do, while the rest of America sits on their rear ends and tries to wage war from their couch on Twitter. That is not the way this is going to be solved. I am happy that the people that are here. But this does not represent the United States. The United States is a country full of confused, comfortable people. They don't understand. If they're on the left and they believe that communism is great, if they somehow believe that this governor and the other governors that killed over 60,000 people in a month because they put COVID positive patients in elderly clinics and then cut you off from seeing those people because they didn't want you giving the COVID to these people and bringing COVID in. At the same time, that is exactly what they were doing. This guy is just one of many. And if you're a young person, or if you have kids at home and you say, well, yeah, my kids are liberal, you need to grab them by the back of the neck and straighten them up. If you have a parent that wants to argue every time you bring up Trump, or every time you talk about what Cuomo has done, you need to set them straight. You need to let these people start realizing that you mean business. And only 3% of the population fought in the Revolutionary War. I don't know if you realize it. We are already in a civil war. I don't know how many times I can say this. We just aren't at guns yet. And people think you got to go to guns to be in a civil war. There's subversion. We have completely been subverted. There are lies and trickery. This whole country has been tricked. I love every single one of it, but you've been tricked into believing you got to define yourself by a political party. You cannot change a light bulb with an ideology. You look at it, you say, it's burnout. What type of light bulb is it? Do we need a ladder, or do we need something else that we can change it with? Is it hot? Do we need a rag or a glove? And you change it. There's no ideology involved in that. The founding fathers thought like that. There's a light bulb, it's burnt out. Well, they didn't have light bulbs, but okay, a candle, it's burnt out. We need to relight it. It's that simple. You don't look at a virus and say, we have a virus. It's very dangerous to elderly people. They actually made that statement in public. It's very dangerous to elderly people. We should put elderly people that are COVID positive with other elderly people. The founding fathers would have never said that. Now, I want to leave you with this. Look, there's nothing I've told you now that you probably don't know already, especially this group. But here's the problem. You have people that are here because elderly were killed. You have people here that don't want to get vaccines. You have people here because their businesses were ruined. Guess what? You're all one and the same. And until you start thinking of yourself as one and the same, you will continue to be chopped away. The left doesn't get it. The left doesn't get it. They have been chopped up. They're angry because they're black. They're angry because they're white. They're angry because they're gay. They're angry because they're straight. They're angry because they have privilege or they don't have privilege. You're an American. You have the right to be whatever you want. And if you can't, go be it anyway. You're not going to be able to do this in any other country. The left doesn't understand. They've been divided. And now they're being used. And you all are divided as well. You're divided in all these causes. There's one cause, freedom. Now I want to show you real quick. By show of hands, how many veterans are here? All right? This is where you should be. You should be in the outer perimeters of this group right now. If you're a former law enforcement or current law enforcement, you should be with them out there. Who's the loudest here? Well, besides me, right? You should be just in front of them, facing this direction. You have the protectors, you have the loud people, and then how many people have never been to something like this before? You go right here. That's called organization, protection, strength, and education. You teach the people that have never done this before. That is the way that you should be organizing when you come. It should be that detailed. They've got buses, for goodness sakes, and billionaires giving them money, and that's how they afford to go around because they've done it for years and years and years. It is now time. Mark my word on this. It is now time for action. It's not time for your voice. Your voice, that time is past. It's time for action. Your businesses are gone. Your children are going to be injected with stuff that you don't agree with. Your elderly parents and husbands are dead, and wives and grandmas. And Tracy, she did a moment of silence for her dad, Dan Alvino. I met Dan Alvino, I knew him. He was anything but silent. So I say, USA, 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 USA. USA! Come on, louder! USA! 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 I'm Jonathan Gilliam. The truth has arrived.